Okay, we're now going to have a quick look at gastric emptying. This is basically just how fast fluids are emptied from the stomach to be absorbed in the small intestine. There are a few factors that influence gastric emptying. The first factor I'm going to look at is fluid temperature. Okay, fluid temperature wise, we're after a cold fluid. These have been seen to be emptied from the stomach much faster than, say, fluids of body temperature. In terms of how cold it should be, we're looking at about 5 degrees centigrade or about 40 degrees Fahrenheit, 41 degrees Fahrenheit. So around about 5 degrees centigrade. In terms of how cold is 5 degrees, your fridge in the house is probably about 4 to 5 degrees or so. So basically, you put the fluid in the fridge, take it out, leave it sitting for a few minutes, and that's probably the right sort of temperature for maximising gastric emptying in terms of temperature, fluid temperature. The second thing that's going to influence it then is fluid volume. Okay, in terms of fluid volume then, we're probably looking at about 250 millilitres every 15 minutes. So at 15-minute intervals, taking about 250 millilitres of fluid. Any more than that, and you're probably going to find that it's sort of like, you're going to feel bloated, especially with something like running where the liquid will be bouncing about. Now again, this is a guideline. You should be trying it in training before you ever try it in sort of competition. For me, for instance, 250 mils every 15 would probably seem a bit much, because when I run, do feel quite bloated when I drink liquids. So I might drink slightly less than that, otherwise I'm going to be affected by the feeling of the water bouncing up and down my stomach. But for most of good guidelines, about 250 every 15 mil every 15 minutes. Why this is a good thing is because if we try to drink on an completely empty stomach, the gastric emptying will actually be slower than if we drink on a stomach that's continually topped up. So by 250 every 15 minutes, we know there's always something in there, and we're just adding on to that liquid that's in the stomach. The last factor is fluid osmolarity. Okay, so in terms of osmolarity, basically gastric emptying is slowed when ingested fluid is concentrated with carbohydrates or electrolytes. For instance, like a 40% sugar solution would cut down gastric emptying, or would be 1/5 of the gastric emptying rate of water alone. Now 40% would be quite high. Coke is about 10.9%, so nearly 4 times the amount of Coke in terms of concentration. But it still shows that the more stuff there is in the drink, the slower then it will be absorbed. So it has to be a balance between the absorption of fluid and the need for carbohydrate when it comes to gastric emptying.